Minnesota was the wrong state to mess with. And in many ways, Minnesota is sort of emblematic of American resistance at this time. But it also shows how deeply unserious whoever planned this was, because Minnesota has a steeped history in being a truly resistance oriented state, a state which really actually embodies American values. Ignoring, of course, that Minnesota is full of people who voluntarily and willingly choose to live in a state which, for a significant period of time, is just unpleasantly cold. Minnesota has never lost a resistance battle that it was committed to winning. Starting in the 30s, when Minnesota Teambusters defeated the most powerful anti union forces in the country, there's a group called the Citizens Alliance, which was a very anti union operation. The Teamsters come in February 1934. They had 75 members. By, I think, April, they had 3,000 members. On July 4th, 1948, Minneapolis Mayor Hubert Humphrey got up to the Democratic National Convention and challenged them to enter the civil rights era and move away from the states' rights era, and they said that his career was over. Well, it wasn't. He went on to author the Civil Rights Act. Minnesota passed civil rights legislation before they were required to do so. They led the way with fair employment practices in 1955, housing discrimination bans in 1961 and 62, and school desegregation in 1959. Minnesota has always led the pack of civil rights. Of course, we also have George Floyd, which happened in the same sort of area that all of this chaos is happening right now. Minnesota is quite literally in the middle of America, and it has a very diverse population, but it's also a Midwestern state, which is traditionally considered very conservative. At the end of the day, Minnesota is a proud state, and it was the wrong state to pick for this next sort of evolution of American authoritarianism. And whether that was the Teamsters in 1934, or whether that was civil rights being ahead of the curve, or whether that was George Floyd, or whether that is now, they picked the wrong state to prove a point. The only people proving a point are the citizens of Minnesota, who are showing us how to be true patriots.